So we will continue with this example for the method of sealed bids. And it says, Agatha and Chris have filed for divorce. They mutually owned a house in the suburbs. As a settlement, they both confidentially bid for possession of the house. Agatha bids $450,000 for the house, while Chris bid $462,000 for the house. Using the method of sealed bids, determine a final settlement between Agatha and Chris. Now, often when there is a divorce or the breakup of a business partnership in which there's only one item to be bid on, only one party will get the item while the other will receive a direct cash settlement. And the method of sealed bids works ideally for such instances. So we'll still follow our 5 steps here. Our first step here, step number 1, is going to be our fair share. And again, I'm just going to write it in right here. So the total house bid for Agatha is $450,000. So she has to divide that with Chris. So we're just going to take the $450,000 and divide it by 2. So her fair share is $225,000 of the settlement. It's the same way with Chris, except he bid for the house at $462,000. Now keep in mind that neither one knows what the other one is bidding on the house. Of course, Chris is going to have to split that with Agatha, so we just divide this $462,000 by 2, and Chris expects to get $231,000 out of the settlement. So then the next step is the allocation, who gets what. And obviously we can see here that Chris bid higher for the house, so he winds up getting the house. And of course, since he's getting twice of what it is that he actually expects to get, he's going to have to owe money back towards the settlement. So this third step is the initial settlement. And that, of course, is who owes and who collects. Agatha wants to collect $225,000, which is her fair share. Again, I'm going to mark this with a little C right here for collect. And Chris is going to owe $231,000 according to his fair share. And of course, I'm just going to mark this as owe and collect. Now, step 4 is then looking for a surplus. Now, as we can see, Chris is going to put back into the settlement $231,000. Agatha is going to collect $225,000. The difference between the two is $6,000. So that's our surplus. Keep in mind, he's paying back into the settlement $231,000. She's taking out $225,000, leaving $6,000 as our leftover, as our surplus. And then we take that surplus and we divide it between the two parties equally. So I'm just going to put down here the share of the surplus. And of course, Agatha's going to get $3,000. And Chris will get $3,000. So then the final settlement, that's step 5. I'll put down final. So she's going to collect $225,000. That's her fair share, plus an extra $3,000 from the leftover from the surplus. So she's going to get $228,000 that she winds up collecting from the settlement. Now, Chris paid $231,000 back into the settlement, but then the settlement paid back another $3,000. So this comes out to be $228,000. But that's what he's going to owe. So Agatha gets $228,000 as a cash settlement. Chris will get the house and pays $228,000 directly back to Agatha. And there we go.